Alright guys, mahalo for coming out tonight. We are going to do a spoken word / poetry night. So if you're ready for that, if you guys have any poems in mind or anything that you need to release, now would be the time to do it. So I call this, we'll call this a spoken, mindful, what do we call it? We'll just call it open mic. Poetry Slim? Poetry Slim. How about SoulSpeak Jamz? This is gonna be SoulSpeak Jamz. SoulSpeak Jamz. Alright. So to open up SoulSpeak Jamz, tonight we are going to do a poem specifically for you guys to open your hearts to come up here. Alright, so we gather in this space where voices rise and hearts unfold, where truth finds its rhythm and silence is a canvas waiting for a rush of sound. Each word is a seed planted in the soil of our shared breath, growing roots deep in the spaces between us, blossoming in the light of our collective soul. We come as we are with stories stitched into the fabric of our skin, some woven with joy, others with pain, but all sacred, all necessary. Tonight, we are more than mere bodies. We are echoes of ancestors, vibrations of the stars, connected through the invisible threads of time and energy. So let us speak with intention, with love and courage in each syllable. And may our words become wings that lift us towards our higher selves, where we find not just the sound, but the song, the melody of who we truly are. Alright, so as we open up SoulSpeak Jamz, do we have anybody in the audience that has something within their hearts that they just want to share? Any takers? Any takers? Anybody that has something in their hearts that they would like to share? Any poems? Even if it's not a poem, you just have something to say, just come up and say it. Alright, come on up. Hey, all good. If you got something to say, say it. This is the time to do it. Open up your hearts, release.
Alright, I got something on my heart.
Let me get some beats on while you're doing that too, okay?
My mind explodes while the old world corrodes. I'm exposed to the solar eclipse. I feel it from my toes up to my lips. Sometimes I'm on the fence, but for now, I'm feeling rinsed like a wave. Crashing down, crashing up, all around. I say what's up. I'm like the sun, I'm like the moon. Yo, puffin', 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 you know that I consume. Hey, I'm like a rose rooted down in the soil, I bloom. Hey, coming soon, but there's only right now. Okay, I'm done. I don't know. Do you have something on this microphone right now? It sounded like there was like some auto-tune or something on it.
Yeah, it's got reverb and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Now it does sound good. Wow.
All right, give it up for, what's your name? Uriel. Give it up for Uriel. That was nice. All right, anybody else here? Are you ready?
I gotta get, is there Wi-Fi here?
There is. You'll have to get it from, yeah, you'll have to get it from Aaron. Anybody else here? What about you? You want to spit something? Yeah?
How do you spell that? I can do this. I think of it. Okay.
Well, Ma, I'm following your hand. I'm on the trail of flowers. You allow us once again to feel empowered. Meteor showers erupt under my skin. We're shooting stars of a timeless lineage. Give me the strength to forgive and write the story different. Want to relinquish my grip and end the fight with existence. My brothers and sisters are learning how to trust in your mysteries. I come from the mystics, was humbled and have grown to live simply. I heard you ask me to ask you for more. I've seen my family pass me the torch, carried through famine and war. I know you put it in my hands so I could heal the scars, so I may never forget exactly what I do this for. House, hear the roaring lion through the lightning storm, congregating warriors, exploring where the light was born. In all your glory I'm inviting forth, exploring every corner of the universe where life is formed. It's the book of love. My mama wrote it, and every time she reads another page, it's all unfolding. It's like a holy scroll she placed inside my hand as a young man. She said, son, you got a plan. It's all destined for you. Faith wherever you go, abundance coming for you. Prosperity for your family, so you're in my grace. You got a place to feel belong in, and always remember you can call on me when you long in. I said, okay, Ma, then I went over to my father's house. He put some lightning on my tongue, that's what I'm talking about. He sowed the spark, electricity started coming out, plugged me into the circuitry to show me what to think about. I thought about it. God, I love you, Father. Yeah, the grandfathers and their teachings, Awa Hale, all the ways you get me walking. Ancient flame inside the body, let the soul reciprocate. It made of stars and galaxies, traveled through adversities, trials and tribulations, seen so many hard times. The obstacles I'm facing and the battles I must overcome. A long climb, it's such a long climb to the peak, and it's lonely up here, but still I'm feeling good. Hey, yo, Mom, I told you that I would put my best foot where I stood. You wrote it in your book, and it was up to me to set it free and to know I could.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I knew I could count on him to come up and spit something. Alright, do we have anybody else that's got something to say?
I'm ready to share whenever. Yeah. Alright. If you're gonna go, I can go after.
No, go up to the
I don't
stage.
think I really do, so.
Okay.
Hey, yo, cut that.
Alright, let's do it.
I'm not really sure what it was about or what I was feeling at the moment, but let's see. All right. Do I expect everything to come from nothing? Let our bodies find solace in this unknowing. Will this light shine upon I? Seeking love in solitude is a strange play. Do I expect everything to come from something? Forwards is the momentum we find ourselves falling. Beckon back to familiar, we gain the courage and find our way. Don't think your madness equates to genius. Love yourself in all your greatness. Sweet pleasures lost in the stupors of mind. Find surrender and lay to rest the idea that everything has come to nothing. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Sage. You're amazing. Anybody else feeling the courage? No? Alright.
Bless us one time, Tiana.
I got you.
Bless the mic one time.
Alright, let's see if I can encourage you guys to come up here. Alright, so the stage is just not for the bold. It's for the whisperers, for those with words resting their lips, waiting for the moment to take flight. This space was made for you, for the quiet hum of your heartbeat, for the roar you've tucked away in silence, for the truth that you and only you can speak. Feel the air shift. It welcomes your voice. No matter how soft or loud, no matter how raw or defined, because your words are a spark in the night, a match for kindling, should I say, a flame that dances through the darkness, offering light, warmth, and a way forward. So don't hold back your fire. Let it rise, and let it rage if you must. There is no right way to burn. So step up, breathe deep. Feel your feet root into the sacred ground. And know you are among friends. You're among family and community, among kindred souls. So ready yourself to listen. Ready yourself to feel. Ready to let your story stir within this room. It's not about perfection. It's about truth. And we are all in here to hear it straight from you. Alright, those were specifically for here because I kind of figured I would have to try and get you guys up here. So a little bit of encouragement. We're here to hear you and your voice and your story, no matter what that may be. There's no truth, there's no right, there's no wrong. It's all about what's in here and what you have to speak. And remember, speaking out loud and speaking your truth is the first step to healing. When you keep it inside, you keep it back there, it lingers. You gotta get that out. So, anybody else got something to say? Even if it's about your bird, your cat, something lovely. My cat be a real one too. His name was Shadow. He was a beautiful cat, yeah. He was a Bombay, silky black skin. He was a bad boy, yeah. He took care of me too. He was definitely like my protector. He like walked in front of me. If he didn't like anyone, he was like, yep, I'm here. Yeah, anybody got animals that you want to talk about? Your day. How was your day? No? Still no one? Alright, let me see if I got something else. Let's see how many more I have. I didn't expect to be up here for so long, so I don't know. Alright, this one is, you got one?
I'll do one right after.
Okay. This is Becoming Whole. I've walked this road before, but this time my steps are different. Not hurried, not hesitant, but steady, grounded in knowing that this path is not meant to be rushed. Once I thought healing was a destination, a place where all the pieces would fall into place, where I'd arrive whole, unbroken. But now I see, healing is not a single place on a map. It's the entire journey. The twists, the turns, the detours that brings me back to myself. Layer by layer, breath by breath. Here in Kauai, I was forced, not even forced, I was shown to shed my old skin. Outgrow the stories that I clung to. The ones that told me that I was less. That I had to stay small to be loved. Now I write my own story. With a pen dipped in self-acceptance. On pages filled with forgiveness. Even for the parts of me that still ache. I've learned to sit with my shadow. You know, your shadow self, right? I've learned to sit with that. It's a deep process, boy. To hold it gently without shame. Because it too has something to teach me. And in the quiet of those moments, I hear my own voice. Rising stronger than before. A voice that once trembled and hid now speaks with truth, the power of truth. This journey is mine and mine alone. I had to learn that and I had to walk it, even sometimes alone. Touching everything I do and everyone I meet. Because healing isn't just for me. It's for the world I am creating, because I am my own God. For the love I know I deserve. For the life I am reclaiming step by step. I am both the healer and the healed. The journey and the destination. I am whole even as I continue to unfold. And I choose each day to walk this path with grace, knowing that every twist in the road leads me closer to the light within. Thank you.
Hi everybody. I didn't even know this was happening. I'm super glad about it. It's a little fast, yeah.
If you're on a DJ program, can you just like slow the tempo down a little? Yeah. A little faster.
These are a couple writtens that I wrote to some other beats, but we'll see if they fit over this stuff, you know. All my people come, run to the place that keeps you up at night when you just can't sleep a wink, and I'm thinking about you feeling love. But if I'm here alone with these unsaid words upon my tongue, want you to hear this song, put the music on, and remember what it always was. What if it was just for fun? What if we made it up and our pains were just paper cuts compared to the blaze of a flaming sun? What if we could love this just because? What if there was nowhere else to run? Are you brave enough to embrace and trust, to forgive the damage that's been done? Cause I love you, don't wanna do no harm, cause we're 1, 2, 3 eyes gonna rewind these lines, see metaphors for how I trust you, so high five. We got stuff to do, gonna pick up sticks and build functional 6 sides to the Merkaba butter cube. You choosing the rules alchemical. I got one more too. Truth can be easy to speak of, but not always to apply. It's simple in its premise, but difficult to abide. In its essence, its expressions ever changing with time. Why wait to die to see heaven when you can have it alive? We're ever adapting in a state of flux, cause life communicates through us, through our peers, find relationships to sail the waves of trust. One hand created us, language of an ancient tongue. We disappear into that dialect when we feel safe enough. Yeah, won't catch me waiting on a heavy mind. The dream is made of love and ain't one piece get left behind. I got a personal legacy I can't set aside, a legend and a treasure that I've been destined to alchemize. So, you're radiated in the name of love, the story of your glory, swear you couldn't make it up. It's always stormy before we taste the sun. It's your responsibility to embrace what you will become.
night.
That was like a long drill vibe. So good.
Yes, thank you for that. Amazing. All right, do we have anybody else? Yeah? Yes. Woo! With or without music? All right, let's give it up. What's your name?
Xavier.
Xavier. Let's give it up for Xavier.
Thank you. I'm only doing this because it scares me. But it's gonna be really, yeah. It's gonna be very quick. So, I'm lying under a coconut tree, waiting for one to fall. Strong roots in a thick trunk, but how the coconut holds on is small. I'm on black rocks with no socks, soaking in the peace. On an island with no job, who let go of my leash? Don't think, just sink below the ocean floor. To become one with the sun, you just need to open the door. I hear a snap and I am back in Michigan with my past. The thing about these wispy dreams is that they never last.
Yes, give it up for Xavier. Now that's some courage. Alright, anybody else got something to say? No? Alright.
Hey Jay, you got something, you know? You must have some poetry.
You got some poetry, AJ?
Has some beautiful lyrics.
Yeah? Okay. Alright, so instead of poetry, alright, I have a song that I wrote, but I'm going to speak it as poetry. It's actually a song, I did it probably 2 weeks ago. Actually, Oceana heard it. And it was a song that I usually can't get through because it's a little bit emotional, so it'll be easier if I speak it anyhow. So this is called Unknown, and this song is actually made quite some time ago when I was in a kind of a dark place and I felt like I was alone and I was screaming for help and there was nobody there to help me each time that I did. Sit down for this one. So this song is called Unknown. It goes a little something like this. So I'm wondering where my life has gone. I'm searching for the only one. The one that they said was me. But it looks like I'm too blind to see that the real me has lost the way. Suppressed from whence I came, surrounded by a shrouded cloud. It's so dark that I can't find my way out. Please don't forget me, forget who I am. And actually, I gotta turn this off. I gotta do it. I just gotta turn it off. Alright, let's restart this, shall we? Alright, so I'm wondering where my life has gone. I'm searching for the only one. The one that they said was me. But it looks like I'm too blind to see. The real me has lost the way. Suppressed from whence I came. Surrounded by a shrouded cloud. It's so dark that I can't find my way out. Please don't forget me. Forget who I am. I'm not one to ask you to take my hand. I'm stuck in a place and my mind won't come back because all the things from my past. The voices inside, I swear I tried to hide. They latch onto me, leading me to divides. I'm here, and I'll scream that I'm here. Each time that I do, it seems nobody cares. Don't save me, I'm lost. Don't blame me, don't save me. Not strong enough to swim through the deep blue sea. Please remember me as I used to be. And maybe one day you'll say that you finally found me. But I'm in the abyss, and I'm lost until then. In this world I'm walking on a string that's stretched so thin. I try to claw my way out, but I'm so lost within. With a heart that's so pure, yet it only sees sin. Is there anybody there? Somebody inside of me? You know that I can hear, but I can't see. I can run as fast as I want, but I can't see in front of me. I'm just fading from this world. Ain't no praying gonna save me. Always been the black sheep. Ain't no room in here for me. So my mind, it keeps on running, and it's only running from me. I try and I try and I try. I try consistently. No matter how I try, I just drown into my dreams. As a person, I have changed. I was me, now I'm a beast. I was the one beast that was locked up inside of me. I walk upon this earth as if I can really compete, always only to fail, and I fall down to my knees. Somebody please save me from my dreams. I'm living in a dream and it's not where I want to be. Even if I'm alone, all I want to be is happy. Don't want to drag nobody down, want someone to love me. Is there anybody there? Can anyone hear me? Please open up this door, all I want to be is free. Does someone hold the key to my heart? Is anyone in search of me? Please save me from this dark. Please don't forget me, forget who I am. I'm not one to ask, yet to take my hand. I'm stuck in a place and my mind won't come back. Because all the things from my past. The voices inside, I swear I tried to hide. They latch onto me, leading me to divides. I'm here and I'll scream that I'm here. And each time I do, it seems nobody cares.
I care for you.
Well, now I don't need somebody to care because I care for me anyways.
I will still care for you.
Oh, I love you too. I care for you and all of you guys too. All right. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything heartfelt to say? You?
Yeah.
Yes, amazing.
It's the only poem I have memorized, and I don't bust it out because it's kind of like depressing.
Hey, well, I set the stage. That's what I'm here to do. I'm over here trying to read things and welcome y'all up. Let's do it. Yes.
So, you gotta get like River.
River. Let's give it up for River.
No beats. And I have to I need to pull it out. It's literally I've been writing poetry since I was 8, and it's the only poem I have memorized. I don't know what that's about. I'll have to dig around if I want to share anything else. But let's see if I can pull it out. Okay. It's called Waiting for Something. Let's see. I'm trying to move up, but I always seem to fall. Even when I win, I'm losing, but I never win at all. Underneath my smile, I'm crying and drowning in my tears. I'm a woman full of courage, held back by all her fears. I long for independence, but I'm scared to be alone. I've been in and out of love. Oh wait, sorry. I long for independence, and I'm scared to be alone. I've been a lot of places, but I haven't found my home. I've been in and out of love, but I never seem to stay. And I'm looking for myself, but I can't seem to find the way. I know there is an answer. I know there's right and wrong, but I can't seem to find which is which. And I know there's light in the darkness. answer, but how to find it, I'm not sure. Life is diseased with such confusion, and I cannot find a cure. So, do I... Sorry, I should have run this in my head before I did this. It used to be in there. So do I... Wait. Sorry. Okay, life is diseased with such confusion, but I cannot find the cure. Now I've lost it. I've lost the whole thing. I've lost the whole thing. So it's like I have to run through the whole thing without being in front of you guys. That's what's going on here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I thought I could pull it out. I'll have to pull through it. I have to pull through it and try it again.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and then I'll try it again.
Yes. Give it up for River. That was some courage, guys. You know what? That's what happened to me every single time I sung that song Unknown that I just read to you guys. Every single time I would start singing it and I would get like part way through and my mind would just go blank.
Yeah, this is what happens when I listen to songs. Like I channel medicine songs, and then sometimes if I try to sing them and I'm not ready, I just get stuck. So I've got songs galore, but
Hey,
this is poetry.
when you're ready, come back up. Give it up for River. That was some courage. Alright, does anybody else have anything that they want to share?
I can dig up things that are actually written down.
Yeah, see, that was courage. We're working up some courage in here. See, that's what the community is all about, making you guys feel comfortable. This is a safe space.
Yeah, I grew parents.
Hey, sometimes we need that. Alright, anybody else got anything? No. I guess this is another song, but it's an actual song. The other one was more like shedding my heart, so this is gonna have verses and everything, okay? Alright, this one, again, I wrote this one quite some time ago, and it is called Seasons to Months. It's gonna sound like I wrote it for somebody, but I didn't. I was just in my feelings. Alright, so I love you in March when it's spring and the flowers start to bloom, and into June when it's summer as we stare up upon the moon. I love you in September when it's autumn and the leaves all start to fall, into December when it's winter and it's snow and it's not rainfall. We start the year off with it new as we watch the ball drop. Celebrate our love on the 14th while we stay looking at the top. Light up the sky in July, hoping the world will stop. Search for the highest seat around so we can watch it from atop. You get scared in October when the spooks come around. Have no fear, your shorty right here is gonna hold you down. Celebrate our birthdays, that rolls right into Thursday. Then after Turkey Day, we roll right into Jesus Day. To break it down, baby, this is what I'm trying to say. I love you all year round. If you feel the same, let me hear you say. If you feel the same way, let me hear you say it. If you feel the same way, baby, let me hear you say it. And then there's some harmonizing. I love you all 12 months of the year from your head down to your toes. Just like the season's equinox, we're nearly equal, but they say we're not. Cause like the season's solstice, our minds tend to lose it when we argue a lot. Like the seasons appear, we both tend to change every year. But I won't let that interfere, cause losing you is my one big fear. As the sun and moon rise and fall, I can't picture me without you at all. You're all I have, you are my prayer call. Felt like forever trapped behind that wall. You gave me your hand as I recall. No longer sinking cues, finally sunk that 8-ball. The green monster's where I finally hit that ball. As we sit and we sip on this alcohol. To break it down this way, I won't ever let you get away. I love you all year round, my love is something you can't escape. If you feel the same way, let me hear you say it. If you feel the same way, baby, let me hear you say it. Some harmonizing, and then ain't no way I'ma let you go. Some more harmonizing. And love you all 12 months of the year, from your head down to your toes.
Shorty right here gonna hold you down.
Yes, shorty right here, always gonna hold you down. Best of both worlds over here. All right, anybody feeling courageous?
No one can do as bad as I do. I'll try.
Yeah?
But I want to see what poetry I have on my phone.
Ooh, okay, yes, Rose is gonna do the thing. I love it. No, you got it?
I have something small. Sure.
It's all good, go ahead. Let's give it up for Rose.
I want to practice doing my poetry more. I don't do this a lot, but thank you for facilitating the space for this. The way your light entranced my dark set my beating heart aflame like none other than a violet rain of everything I've ever known. All the longing, all the hope. You've reminded me what I'm here for, what I live for. Kindled the fire worth breathing for. I bow to my own darkness as it frames my light.
Yes. Thank you, Rose. All right. Got some people opening their hearts tonight. That's amazing. Thank you. All right. Do we have anybody else that's feeling a little frisky? No, not yet. All right. Well, we'll get somebody else to open up. Let's read one more. Well, it's probably not going to be one more, but we'll see. All right, so this is reclaiming myself. I'm sure a lot of us have been on that journey or are still on that journey. I mean, I'm still on that journey. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so there was a time I held on, clinging to the weight of old wounds, as if pain were the only thing that could anchor me to the ground. But I've learned that healing is not about holding on. It's about letting go of the stories that no longer serve. And remember that those stories no longer serve you. Of the versions of myself that I no longer need to carry. Because those were just conditionings. I no longer need to carry those. I peeled back the layers of hurt, the ones I thought had defined me, and found something soft beneath all of it. Something tender, something true, you know, beneath all this hardness I try to show, right? Healing is not a straight line. It's a spiral. It's a dance. I love going to ecstatic dance, you know, that's a rhythm that rises and falls. And I've learned to trust the ebb and flow. To know that every fall, there's a rise. In every tear, a seed of growth. I stood in the fire of my own becoming, watched as the flames took a hold of me, turned her to ash. And from that ash, I rose. Not new, but more of who I always been. And I'm not sure if that has anything to do with me being a Scorpio. You know, I have to fall and rise like the phoenix. That happens way too much for me. This body, this heart, this soul, they carry the scars of battles fought and won. But they also carry the wisdom, the knowing that I can break, but I can also rebuild. That I can shatter like glass. I can also shine. And now I choose to walk in my light, to embrace the parts of me that are still healing, to embrace the parts of me that are still growing, because they too are beautiful. My dark side, my shadow side, the yin, the yang, there is no light without the dark. They too are beautiful. And they too are worthy of love. So this journey of mine, this journey is mine. And with every step, I reclaim a piece of myself. And I am no longer just surviving. I am thriving in the fullness of my own becoming. Does anybody have anything else? I think we're nearing, we got like 9 minutes left. Yes? Yes. What's your name? Ember. Thank you, Ember, for having the courage to come up here. Let's give it up for Ember.
This is like a song, but I'm gonna say it like a poem. I burst my eardrums, getting higher than a cloud, not coming down, coming down, coming down. Okay, hold on. I get so sick, just one more hit. Pawn shop prowler, got $1, white powder in my pocket, in a locket. I don't care, she's a stripper. Her cult leader let her down. In her eyes, I can see the way she drowns. I kiss her gently as she spits into my mouth. When she goes, it's only when I want her now. In my eyes, she can see the way I drown. I burst my eardrums, getting higher than a cloud, not coming down, coming down, coming down.
Let's give it up for Ember having the courage to come up here and spit. Speak her truth and let it out. Yes. Love it. Alright. Anybody else got something to say? You got it? Yes. Let's do it.
I got one that's right now.
Alright, let's get it.
Okay, I'm redoing. This is the full version. And then I actually have something fresh, but it's not something I have memorized. All right. I'm trying to move up, but I always seem to fall. Even when I win, I'm losing, but I never win at all. Underneath my smile, I'm crying and drowning in my tears. I'm a woman full of courage, held back by all my fears. I long for independence, but I'm scared to be alone. I've been a lot of places, but I haven't found my home. I've been in and out of love, but I never seem to stay, and I'm looking for myself, but I can't seem to find the way. I know there is an answer, but how to find it, I'm not sure. Wait, I know there is a light, but I can't seem to find the switch. I know there's a right and wrong, but it can be hard to know which is which. I know there is an answer, but how to find it, I'm not sure. Life is diseased with such confusion, and I cannot find the cure. So do I close my eyes and wait and just take things as they come? Or do I open them and look ahead, and if I see my chance, just run? That's okay. And then I have just a little snippet, a little one. so very wrong. We were harmonizing every note, now we're singing separate songs. You were painting visions of our future, talking like you'd never leave, making empty promises you say that you believed. Your story is hard to follow, your words are beautiful but hollow. This is all too much to swallow. Now all I can do and wallow is in the pain of the tomorrow that won't come, sitting in the shadows of a love that's come undone. I don't understand how we could connect so deeply and then you just change the way you feel. The only answer that makes sense is that it was never even real.
All right. Thank you for that. Some more courage. Do we have anybody else with something to share? We are nearing, got 5 minutes left. You got one? Yes, Rose, let's do it.
Whoa.
Give it up for Rose.
I think this is a good rhyming one. I have like a Dr. Seuss rhyming thing sometimes. I did this in 2020. It was so funny in 2020. I was a meme. My body is a temple. I am free from any and all projections and comparisons. I stand in my being, fully taking up the space I behold. A beautiful story the skin has told of how darkness began to unfold and how my beating heart refused to be sold. Sold to the cold. Death. I'm alive with each breath. And I live on, proclaiming the sacredness of this holiness. I do not hide. In fact, all those fears subside. In this now I choose to shine. Thank you. Thanks for inspiring me to sing.
Yes, no problem. Inspiration, we need that sometimes. Alright, so to close it out, I have a poem for you guys to close out the night. Just gonna do it with some music. Alright, so as the night draws to a close, we stand in the glow of shared stories, our voices woven together like threads in a tapestry, each one unique but stronger as one. We came here with hearts wide open, some carrying joy, some carrying pain, but all carrying truth. And in this sacred space, we allowed ourselves to be seen, to be heard, to be felt. There's no need for grand endings, no need for the perfect words. The power was in our presence, in the courage it took just to show up. As we are, fully and unapologetically. Tonight, we laid down our masks, even if it was just for a moment. And we stood in the light of our own becoming. The world outside may not always understand. The world outside, they may not always listen. But in this room, we have built a home of connection, a place where voices echo not just in sound, but in spirit. So as we leave, let us take with us the knowing that we are enough. You are enough. And that our stories, your stories matter. And that the work that we do on ourselves is the work that we do for the world. So we part ways for now, but the ripples of this night will travel beyond these walls, beyond this time, touching everything they meet with a spark. a reminder that healing, growth, and truth are never finished, only ever unfolding. So until we meet again, go in peace, go in love, go just as you are, and know that being just you, just as you are, that'll always be enough. Thank you so much for coming out. Let's give it up for Oceana Rose for hitting off the beginning of the night. Yes, sir. Give it up to all of you for coming out and sharing your hearts and showing your light. Thank you all. Have a blessed night. Drive safe.